Instead of breaking up with a narcissist, break them down. Hey guys, I get a lot of comments and questions on this channel, and the majority of them revolve around the question, how can I just get the narcissist to leave me alone? What can I say or do to get the narcissist out of my life? Going no contact is a typical response, but in some cases that's just not possible. Some people can't just walk away, and it could be for financial reasons, or maybe there's kids involved. It could be a number of things. And even if that's not the case, it's not as simple as just going no contact and breaking up with them. Because if you've tried that approach, you'll know exactly what I mean. Breaking up with them just never works. It only feeds their fire to find more ways to come back and abuse you even more. I've seen it way too often. The typical breakup with a narcissist generally turns into an ugly cycle of repeated abuse. What if I told you that you might just have it backwards, guys? What if I told you that instead of breaking up with a narcissist, you can get them out of your life by breaking them down? Well, today I'm going to be discussing 2 things you can do that will break the narcissist down and eventually get them out of your life for good. So stick around for the next few minutes and let's go through this together. The first thing you need to do is to transfer your thoughts from your heart and start thinking logically with your mind. Now, I say this a lot in my videos, but I feel like it needs to be repeated over and over again because it really is the ultimate key to your freedom. Think about this using logic for a minute. You feel miserable most of the time, and you can't figure out how this person can be treating you so bad. You try to change for them, you try to please them constantly, and nothing ever improves. Things only seem to just keep getting worse. All these emotions keep flowing out of you, and guess what? It's because they're all coming from your heart. When you're able to take your heart off your sleeve and put it aside, your emotional attachment will start to fade. And when you look at your relationship for what it really is, you might even start to get a little pissed off because things will become so clear in your mind of what's been going on here. And you'll find out that you really don't matter at all to the narcissist. They just don't care about you or your feelings. Everything you've done for this person just keeps ending up hurting you more. And I know it really sucks to hear that, guys, but trust me, it's the truth. And you need to learn how to accept it. When you can just use some logic and break down your relationship, you'll find out that the only meaning this relationship has for them is the fact that they're able to push your buttons and get you to react however they want you to react, whenever they want. They've learned all your weaknesses, and they capitalize on them to gain power and control. But what if you could change that? What if you started to take back control of your emotions and figure out how to lock those emotions up? Now, it's not super easy, guys, and it does take a lot of practice. But what if you could eventually stop letting them trigger you? How do you think they would react if you stopped reacting altogether? This is what it's all about, guys. It's all about getting your control back, piece by piece, and brick by brick. And when you practice being calm in every situation when you're around them, that self-control you used to have, it'll start coming back. And it'll be the beginning of breaking the narcissist down. And again, it's not an easy thing to do, but I'll promise you this. When you can learn how to control your emotions and stop reacting to them, remove all the triggers they've been setting off in you, remove all those buttons they've been able to push, that's when the tables will turn. That's when you'll be able to deal with them the way they deserve to be dealt with. And I'm sorry, guys, but I need to get brutally honest here again, because you need to hear this repeatedly. The only reason the narcissist is with you right now is because you're allowing them to push your buttons. You let them get under your skin. You let them trigger you. Every time you fall for this shit, it only digs a deeper hole for you. And guess what? You're the one digging the hole. They get you to react, then they hand you the shovel, and guess what? You just keep on digging. Why is it always you the one that gets covered in mud? Aren't you tired of all this shit by now? If you're answering yes to that question, it's time to do something about it. And the best thing you can do is learn to control your emotions when you're around them. If you continue down the road of reacting to them, you're only giving them more power and control over you. It's time to take a new approach and stop reacting altogether. And here's why. The minute they sense they can't press your buttons anymore, the moment they see a change in you that doesn't fit their mold, it's going to send a shock through them. It'll confuse them, and it'll most likely anger them. But what's the alternative? Allowing them to keep controlling your emotions? Please admit it to yourself. That hasn't gotten you anywhere in this relationship. Everything about a narcissistic relationship is totally hypocritical. It's okay for them to trigger you, push your buttons, and get you to react however they want you to. But turn things around and take that away from them, and now all of a sudden you're the bad guy? You know what? If that's how they see it, then so be it. Go ahead, be the bad guy. It's better than being an emotional doormat. The bottom line, guys, is you don't deserve to be treated the way they treat you. And knowing you can't just simply break up with them, it's time you start breaking them down, and removing your emotions from every situation with them is the best weapon you can use to make that happen. The next thing you should be doing is focusing on yourself. They've taken everything from you. Go get it back. Start loving yourself again. Stop looking for any speck of validation from them, and start validating yourself. Seriously, guys, when you can start to love yourself again and stop relying on others for any kind of validation, praise, or love, this massive weight will fall off your shoulders, and you'll start to see life in a whole new light. And I get it. Where you're at in your life right now, I know this might seem impossible, but trust me, if you start practicing that emotional control and you start to love yourself again, it will trigger a breakdown of the narcissist. They'll lose interest in you, and before you know it, they'll be out of your life for good. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep looking out for the signs. Stay alert, be vigilant, be strong, be brave, and go live your best life today.